All right, our final guest here. We have till about 8:30 with them. This isn't. I don't know if it's a coaching call. They did reach out when I posted the coaching call thing, but this is actually a guest that one of you guys posted on their. We have a problem on a job site reels.
Oh,
This is
no.
the. It's probably not the one you're thinking about. This is the best landscaper in Ohio that
Yeah.
we have coming on the show, and we've got
Bring
him.
him on. Benjamin's iPad. Benjamin's iPad is connecting.
Or iPhone.
iPad.
iPad.
No, it says
Right.
iPad.
Yeah, mine just says
Yeah.
IP.
So
Yeah.
this
Does it? Oh,
this
mine
is
says,
Benjamin
must have a
here.
better computer than you, Chad. Mine says iPad.
Probably.
I have
Benjamin
a more
from
updated Zoom.
the
Ohio?
best landscaper in Ohio.
Benjamin
Or
from
best
Ohio.
landscaper in
How are
Ohio.
you guys?
Well, Benjamin, there's a problem on the podcast. There's a big problem here. We don't know what to do about it. We don't know what we're going to talk about with.
Everywhere.
Don't know what we're going to talk about with our next guest. So, I was disappointed that some people didn't get what you were doing there.
No, not at all.
That's horrifying to me. That people didn't get it because I got it. I laughed my ass off. I thought it was funny. If you haven't gone to follow the best landscaper in Ohio, hey, isn't Caleb from Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he lost that title.
Yeah, I beat him to it.
Yeah.
You beat him to it. Absolutely. If you don't follow the best landscaper in Ohio, you should because the videos are great, bro. You're doing a great job over there.
Yeah.
You inspired my video. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a big problem on the job site in Dominican 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So but yeah, that's good. What inspired you to bring out that video series?
So I don't know if you ever heard of the Goat Gang run by Tigran and Gertz.
Maybe we might have discussed it on this podcast.
I'm in it, and then I've talked to Tigran a bunch, and then I talked to his camera guys.
You're in it.
Yeah,
nice.
Wow.
So I talked to his camera guys, and they were explaining to me how to just start filming videos and just kind of copy what they've done, and it'll go. And that's pretty much what we did, and it seems to get quite a few views. And a lot of hate.
A lot of hate. I think
is that something they prepare you for in the Goat Gang, is to get a lot of hate?
No, but it's just like a lot of the guys who film videos and post like that. The comments are just full. I mean, I don't know if you guys read the comments on some of the videos, but they truly hate me, I would say.
That's why I said if you don't get what's going on here, you
yeah.
I mean,
there's so many comments across TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Everybody hates it. Everybody hates me. I find it hilarious. I read through all the comments. I'm like, these are fantastic.
At least you take it well. That's good.
Yeah.
As someone who also periodically receives a lot of hate online, here and there, I think it's awesome. I always respond to everybody. I think it's great. If you take the time to comment on my video, whether you hate it or love it, I think it's amazing that you took the time out of your life to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all engagement.
Yeah. I mean, the thing we find the most entertaining is we'll watch the analytics and man, we wasted 30 hours of people's time watching this.
I agree with you. I am fascinated by the watched hours thing on the reels. I love it because I look it up and I'm like, wow, people watch this crap for a lot of hours. It's mind-boggling. I agree with you. That's it. I always look at, I can't believe people watch this shitty pizza review for 40 hours.
I know. We did a video on those glow-in-the-dark bricks that nobody likes. And it blew up so much.
I haven't seen that.
It's my worst video, I would say, filming-wise and editing, but it blew up. I think we got over 1 million views on all the platforms, combined.
Wow.
On all the platforms.
Did anyone say we love those glow-in-the-dark bricks?
Oh, so many people, but they can't afford it. They're like, man, if I had a house, I would totally buy those bricks. Or I love those bricks so much, but like they're a teenager or they can't actually afford them.
Teenager.
Do you they still manufacture those bricks in Ohio?
It's manufactured by County Materials, and I think it's made like Missouri or something.
Because so here Unilock made them for a bit. I don't know if the two of you remember that.
No.
They may not be old enough for that. But they made the glow in. Yeah, they were 4x8s and they glowed in the dark, and you would mix them in the soldier course. They were not overtly popular.
But if you put those in the middle of the patio, at least you're not swapping them out because they don't work anymore.
Because they don't work.
So much for your Starry Night patio with glow in the dark bricks.
So every time I see someone post one of those things now, I'm like, oh God. I feel for you. So do you feel like when you became the best landscaper in Ohio, you really just took Caleb Allman and just sat him back down in his seat, taught him a lesson?
Well, see, he's in a part of Ohio that's like no man's land.
Okay.
That's kind of how I feel because he's down he's
beautiful
down
Fairfield County. He's in beautiful Fairfield County.
He's down lower. I'm kind of like in the center.
So where are you located? Like, what part of Ohio do you dominate?
Like New Albany, Westerville, Delaware. It's like Central Ohio. It's like right with Columbus. So I mean, we're more central. Every time I see him, he's like down in Southern Ohio, in like middle of nowhere.
So, but if you took your act down there, you're better than him. Like you're dropping the
landscaper in Ohio.
You're putting the gauntlet down here. That even if you went to Fairfield County, they would forget about him because they would know the best landscaper in Ohio just showed up.
If I put up shop across the street, he'd probably go out of business.
There you go. There you go. Right there. He does have a beautiful shop.
I know.
He does.
It's a great job.
It's beautiful. He's got a podcasting studio. He doesn't do it like us on Zoom. It's pretty professional, to be real. So as the best landscaper in Ohio, how long have you been in business?
6 years officially.
Nice.
But I started when I was 13 on my bike with a weed whacker, going house to house, just weed whacking. We're still in the country, so nobody likes to weed whack around trees and fences and stuff. So it's kind of easy to start.
Also, I've never in all my years so basically you capitalized on a market of people with riding lawnmowers that were too lazy to get off them.
Pretty much.
That's fucking brilliant, bro. Like, you guys don't think that's brilliant? This guy watched people ride their lawnmowers and said, even though these motherfuckers have a $10,000 ride-on lawnmower, I'm going to figure out a way to get money out of their pocket because they're too lazy. I think that is an amazing business model for a 13-year-old kid. That's impressive, man.
The hardest part was getting my parents to allow me to go door to door, knocking on all these strangers' doors to ask if I could weed whack.
Why is it dangerous in Ohio?
He's central Ohio. He's not down south.
Yeah, I'm not down south in the hood.
He's central Ohio. Isn't Jeremy in central in Ohio?
I think so. Yeah, J squared.
Is J squared in Ohio?
Might be. It sounds familiar.
Oh, he doesn't know. So you're not a tilt rotator guy, eh?
No.
Wow. Now there's two of us here, Brad.
That's not part of the goat gang.
He's not part of the tilt rotator gang.
I don't think any of those goat guys have tilt rotators, do they?
I don't know.
A few of the bigger guys, but not everyone's social. Not everyone's active on socials.
Centerville, Ohio. Are you close to Centerville, Ohio?
No.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like it would be in the center.
That would be in the center.
I think that's a little further out.
Okay.
So, how many guys do you have?
During the winter, about 2 full time, and then regular season we would have about 4 to 5.
Nice.
So, do you hardscape all year, or do you do snow or something, or what do you do in the winter?
I hardscape all year. It's kind of hard to sell people on hardscaping during the winter because I don't think you can do that, but you can because it doesn't get cold enough in Ohio for. Yeah. They get really the ground might freeze, but it's only going to freeze an inch. So
you don't have
busting through.
You don't have a deep frost problem.
No. It hasn't gotten cold enough to really have deep frost, I would say. And then do a lot of tree trimming, Christmas lights, fall cleanups.
I'm engaged in this Christmas light market this year. I see a lot of guys going Christmas lighting, and
lots.
There's a lot of Christmas. So you agree with me, Mike, that you've seen a lot of Christmas lighting this year?
I've seen it more and more. It's nothing that I would ever get into because I'm afraid of heights, but
I'm horrified of ladders, and I'm fat, so I just feel like that would be a hard landing.
Yeah.
But like, do you like do you take down the lights too, or just put them up?
I put them up and take them down because they're my lights. I don't want to leave them there.
Oh, so they're your. No, I've only known one. Yeah, I knew one other Christmas light guy who shared a yard with us, and he would custom make the lights for each house, and then sometimes when the house sold, they would sell the package of lights with it, and he would keep the business even though it was a new homeowner. Are you doing something like that, or?
I don't. I kind of go to Home Depot, buy the lights, and just I like bins of lights. A few of my other friends who I do landscape and Christmas lights, they go to Site One and buy the light kits, and each house is custom.
Right.
I kind of find it's overkill. I may not have that customer next year, so I kind of just go to Home Depot.
So when you sell it, do you sell it? I'm not being facetious because sometimes I can be. So theoretically on this podcast I can be, but I'm not. I'm like, how do you sell it as a package? Like, do you say to people like, do you want blue lights or green lights, or like, how do you approach it? Because I have no idea. I'm interested.
Well, we made a video on this. I think there's like 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
On Instagram. So if you were paying attention, you'd be caught up.
Was there a problem on the Christmas light job site? We brought the blue lights and we were supposed to have the green.
People were using colored lights and inflatables, which is just super tacky. So
I agree.
I like the nice warm glow. Everything done very, very classical. Outline, wrap the bushes, wrap the trees, some garland. I don't like the colored. If we're gonna go color, it's gonna be one solid color. I don't like the multi. I keep it very clean.
Can you do a custom job? Like, I've seen some viral ones where they go off to like some music and it even shows the words of the lyrics of the music going on at the same time. And can you do that?
I do that for my own house. If I did it for someone, it would be very expensive because there's just there's so much that goes into it that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily want to afford that for a month.
I've seen Thunderstruck by AC/DC. And the music starts playing, and then it's like it's pretty cool.
There's some very cool displays out there, but most homeowners wouldn't be able to afford a contractor installing that. Just because of the time.
When you go to start that division, like I'm going to do Christmas, do Christmas lights. How many, like the first year? How many houses do you think you had to make it worthwhile? Like, was it hard to grow, or was it, it's a service to people? I'm sitting in my house and I fucking hate putting up Christmas lights, and I'm thinking, man, maybe I should call one of these Christmas light dudes because I'm seeing a lot of it now, and it makes sense. One of the reasons I don't put up the Christmas lights is I'm really scared of falling on my head, which obviously doesn't bother you. Like, how fast did that grow for you? Like, how many houses do you think you do now?
First year was like 5, and then I got to like 10. I think this year, like 15 or so.
That's pretty good.
It's just kind of slow. I just text all my customers, be like, "Hey, you want lights?" the ones that got the budget will do it.
Yeah, I think that's a great. So, do you do maintenance too, or like you do hardscaping, Christmas lights?
I don't do any mowing.
No mowing.
I don't have any time for mowing. Well, I'll do everything.
I find it an interesting. So when you buy the initial lights, do you charge the client for the initial lights, or do you say, I'm going to use these lights for 2 or 3 years, so I'm going to spread it out, or like, how do you go about buying the lights the first time?
Usually they have the air with like 75% off.
Do you get them after Christmas in preparation for the next year?
Yeah. So as soon as the sales hit, I'm the guy who walks in the store with like 3 shopping carts and grabs all the lights I can get.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
That's
best
the way to do it.
First year, I had to pay full price because I needed them then, like right now.
Yeah.
But now I buy the end of the year.
That's smart.
I love this Christmas light game. That's cool shit to say. I'm going to go after Christmas and buy the lights. Like,
yeah.
you're preparing 12 months in. So when do you start putting lights up?
We're at Thanksgiving. Sometimes before, if
Is that American Thanksgiving or Canadian? We got to sort that out on this podcast.
American Thanksgiving.
American Thanksgiving. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Canadian Thanksgiving, that's aggressive.
Yeah. Sometimes before, if they're not having Christmas at their house, they'll want to show their Christmas decorations at Thanksgiving. So like, we have family coming down. We get done before. Yeah. But usually everyone's like after Thanksgiving.
And how long do you think it takes to do the average house?
2 to 3 hours a house to put up, and then take down. It's like 5 minutes, just ripping it off.
Yeah,
but as quick as possible, get out of there. We're taking it down.
Do you bill for the put up and take down at once as soon as you put them up, or do you bill for put up and then bill for takedown?
As soon as we put them up, we bill the one bill.
Okay.
Yeah, let's sit down and think about it, and then that way I'm not having to like see if they're home to collect a check. It's like we put it up, we get paid, and then we tear them down first week of January.
Well, so that situation is similar to me with the fill bins. When people are like, "I'll pay you when you pick it up," I'm like, "Well, you think I'm leaving the bin here? Mm-hmm. It's fucking worth $7,500. I think I'm never coming back for it. Give me my fucking money. What the fuck are you talking about?" Similar with the Christmas lights; they're yours, so you're coming back for them.
Yeah,
like because they belong to you.
Right.
Like I could see someone being nervous if they supplied the lights that you may never return. But if they supplied the lights to you, you may never return. But if you supplied the lights, obviously you're fucking coming back for them.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to. I mean, you pretty much have to unless you don't care about the lights.
Yeah, So I agree that. So, do you think that most people doing Christmas lights are supplying the lights like you, or do you think that's unique?
I would say most people are, just because they can make them themselves, so they're like perfect for each house.
So that way, yeah. And then if you're going, when you put them away, do you put them away for a house in case that person calls you again?
No, just because they're not custom, so it doesn't really matter. Just kind of divide them by what kind of lights they are per bin. But the guys who do custom lights for each house, they put them away by address. So it's like each bin is for like a certain house. But for us, because they're all the same, we're just separating which lights are which into different bins.
So when you build your schedule, one of the things that happens to me every time I look at these different things people are doing, like Christmas lights or ceiling is another one that people have a ceiling thing. One of the things that always happens whenever I look at it, I'm like, but what if I was landscaping?
Yeah.
And that's sort of where I look at it and go, but what if I was landscaping? So when you're booking your season, do you say these are weeks, this is a week, I'm going to put up Christmas lights for this week? And you just shut down your landscaping and do that? Or maybe you have multiple crews. I don't know. That's whenever I look at like a ceiling job or someone calls me with that kind of stuff, I'm always like, but I could be landscaping. But I guess it's nice to have work in your pocket too, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the Christmas lights, you're kind of putting them. I personally like to put them up in the dark. You got to mess with them and see what they look like. So if you put them up during the day, you kind of got to run back and see what they look like at night to make sure they're kind of spot. And then most of the time, I do most of the light installs on the weekend. So I rent a lift to do the houses, and you pick up the lift on Friday, you get to keep it till Monday. So most installs are done when we're not actually generally landscaping.
Okay, nice. See, I wouldn't have thought of that. The lift thing is a great idea.
Yeah, it's quicker, it's safer. It makes it so much nicer.
It gives you access to higher peaks and stuff without any risk. That's smart.
Yeah, I just think of myself shake like crazy.
Yeah, I just picture myself teetering around on a ladder. This guy's got a lift. That's why he's the best landscaper in Ohio. Right? Bar none.
You gotta do it the best way. Otherwise, like, what are you doing?
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, other than the Christmas light game and the hardscaping game, you doing anything else?
I do land clearing. I enjoy that the most. It's just it's like running through the woods with a chainsaw and then just two bobcats just pushing around brush and pulling out stumps. Super easy to do. Not everyone does it because they don't think they can do it, but you just need a bobcat and a chainsaw. Depending where you live, you might have to chip most of the brush, but a lot of times you get away with burning it out here in certain spots. But what clear?
I'm from Toronto. You better be chipping it.
You can burn where I'm from.
Throw whatever you want in Chad's file.
I can tell you in the greater municipality of Durham region, we are not free burning anything. Absolutely not happening.
There was one we cleared right in the center of town. It was like a 1 acre lot, and we had to chip it all and haul the logs out with semis. So that one was a pain. But usually I'm able to cut most of the branches off, and I take the logs home and burn all the brush in the center of the area we're clearing.
Okay. I've land clearing's come up in my world a bunch of times lately in a bunch of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in it. Partially, I guess, because it's a lot of machine work, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it definitely can be if you got bigger equipment, and then if you're dealing with a homeowner or a builder, you're kind of in then for before the house is there, so you could potentially bid on the grading, the landscaping, and you have patios or anything they want to add.
Yep.
So you're there super early at the beginning to be able to bid on all that stuff too.
Have you seen they put the big mulchers on the 8 tons and they like an 8-ton shovel and then they just grind a tree to nothing? It's like this huge tree and it's like they have these huge mulching attachments and they're just like, the tree disappears. Like that stuff's pretty wild to me. Like it seems I'm interested in Christmas lights. I think that I'll give you I respect the business now. I think that it's a good business, but it's not for me. But the land clearing I'm interested in. That's something I feel like we have some equipment that suits that already. We have a 595 skid steer, 8-ton excavator, a bunch of dump trucks, bunch of bins. So I feel like we have some stuff that suits that land clearing model there without having to add too much.
Pretty much there. You should go bid one right now.
I could go bid one. Well, you never know. Actually, I do have we did bid a parking lot where we have to take out some trees, but I wouldn't. They're like small crabapple trees, so I don't know if I'd classify it as land clearing. I think we could feed them through the chipper all at once. But we're going to chip everything into bins if we get the job, and then we're going to take the bins to one of the local nurseries. Will take the wood chips for healing in their stuff for free, so we can. It's great for the environment, which is always our biggest concern at Paper King, saving the environment. Yeah. One of our top 10 things. So, did you get any feedback from the goat himself on your videos?
Yeah, he said they're hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, I posted a few. And he called me. He's like, "That is hilarious." And then he was curious because of the first few videos I didn't have the DJI mics yet. So he's like, he called me like, "How's it sound so good?" I was like, "I'm just talking on the iPhone." And
just talking.
Yeah,
you need the proprietary feather.
Yeah.
How do those microphones work? Like, are they hooked up into your phone, or like how is that working?
It's super easy. You get a transmitter, you plug in the bottom of your phone, and it's all connected automatically. You're just good to go.
Really, I didn't know that. I'm gonna get one. When I made my video, I used a rolled up dollar bill. So that was all that. Listen, when you're in the Caribbean, you use what's available.
It's true.
It's not. There's not the same kind of like. You're also on a small resort with no car, and they try to keep you from leaving. So there's also that. But I went with a dollar bill, and I felt like the sound was okay for being on the beach.
It doesn't really sound like vacation if they keep you from leaving.
Yeah, well, it's like a nice prison. It's not a prison. That's such a bad reference. it is a weird. I don't know if you've ever been like you stay some Chad. You ever stayed on a resort for the whole week and never left it?
Yeah, that's
Like,
great.
no excuse. I know, but when you do leave, like that day we were leaving, I was like, this is bizarre. Like, where the fuck am I going to get lunch? Like, there's no drinks available 24. Like, what the fuck? But when you leave and you get on that bus and you drive out the gate, you're like, fuck.
You're supposed to leave with a plate of food. Like you
I
go to
did
the
not
buffet
leave.
before you leave.
I was worried about being sick on the airplane.
From what, eating pasta?
When you're 50, you're going to have the same problems as me.
I don't think every 50-year-old is worried about being sick on a plane.
Oh, maybe you won't have the same problems. Maybe I have a unique problem. I'm just thinking. So I used so the goat did comment on my video and started following me. So I appreciated that.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
I think we'd be remiss to not ask Goat Gang, how long have you been a member? What have you taken away from it? What's the biggest thing from joining something like Goat Gang?
Okay, I've been there for like 5 or 6 years.
Oh wow!
No, it's quite a while. When he first, he's still been going. It's been going longer than that. But there's some older members who have some very impressive companies, and they're always in there answering questions. So I mean, some of these guys, I think Ian McCarthy, he has a huge company with Boston Tennis and Blue Claw Associates over in Nantucket, and they do some very impressive work. It's always cool to see what he does, and he's always answering questions, telling you how he did it, and it's just going to designers and stuff. And there's a bunch of other guys in the group like that who are always active and answer your questions and stuff, and how to grow and how to get bigger. You pretty much ask it. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like the hardscape groups, but you're not going to get all the comments that are like screwing with you. You're going to get like the straight answer, and they're going to tell you what you should be doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that in some of those, like the hardscape groups, there's potential for people to be intimidated to ask a question because they don't want to get flamed, in some of those situations. It's like if you make a video and then you get flamed online because you're copying someone, and people are, you might have experienced that here or there a little bit. But yeah, I can see how that would be, having people that are giving positive reinforcement or, realistic answers to questions. I can see how that would be a good something good, decent to be a part of.
Yeah. And there are like courses and stuff that Tigers put together that are pretty great. Because I mean, there's some of these guys in there who are young, and they're sending their customers text messages with the price, like what they're doing. They're not putting together proposals. So having a group like this that they join and then becoming more professional, kind of like makes everybody look more professional.
That's true.
It's telling them like, you need to go get insurance, you need to make your business official. Stop sending text messages as your estimate. Put together a PDF, put together a real estimate, and not just a text message where someone could get, maybe the customer doesn't pay you or something, or you don't do what's supposed to. The estimate really helps clear that up and compare these guys just sending text messages, which it's kind of common, especially with younger guys, not to be as professional.
What's the biggest nugget you've taken away of advice from Goat Gang in your 5 or 6 years there? Putting you on the spot.
Probably the marketing guys. There's a few guys in there that know marketing, and before the Facebook, I was horrible at it with my marketing. I would spend like $200 and get no return. But there's some of these new marketing guys I kind of hired to help me with my Facebook, and they kind of run the ads, and that has really boosted the sales and the leads. So I definitely say the marketing guys helped a lot. And if you don't want to hire them to do your marketing, they'll answer your questions too, and that also helps so much. I wasn't doing the ads correctly at all, so I was just wasting money on Facebook, and that really helped out.
Gotcha. And are you a 10Xer?
I haven't gone to any of those events.
Sorry?
I haven't gone to like any of those
Okay, gotcha.
or anything. I mean, of course, everybody wants a 10x, so I was it. One of the biggest pet peeves is everybody asks like how much to charge for something. That's like in every group. And it just bothers me if I figured it all out my own how to charge. And someone else is like, how much do you charge for this? It's just like, it just kind of bothers me because it's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, it's always a difficult question to answer.
Well, also it's really hard to like if Mike said to me, "How much should I charge for this?" I'd be like, "I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast you work." We've established you work much faster than me or my people in another episode, but I think that's
market to market, it's different, and
exactly, and what the market bears, and I think that is a hard question when someone asks you what they should charge.
I just asked you guys yesterday what you charge for
and I agree. It was a hard, it was a hard question because
I just wanted something because I'll go out and try and make those numbers work.
But I immediately said I have rooftop numbers, and you said no, I need patio numbers. Like it's hard when you don't know all the parameters of what's going on, right?
Yeah,
I think that can be challenging if you don't know all the parameters of what's going on. I think that's a legit. I also think that you made a good point, Benjamin, about people's assumption that they know how to run Facebook ads because they know how to go on Facebook. I think that's a really good point you made there. That because I'm guilty of that myself. I've had an Instagram account since 2014. I know how to do everything, which is really not true at all. I think that maybe my Facebook ads experience was, in thinking back to it now that you said that, was not great because maybe I was doing it really improperly. So maybe I never really thought like a Facebook. I know it seems ridiculous to say I never thought of that, but I think you made a good point on that. But, having a Facebook ad professional might be a good way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Just so you're not like spending aimlessly with no purpose.
So are you, this is an important question on this podcast. Are you a dump trailer guy or a 1-ton dump truck guy?
I'm a dump trailer.
Oh no.
That's one for me, Chad.
Guy.
I love a good dump trailer guy. You're welcome on this podcast anytime.
Are all the goat guys dump trailer guys?
Mixed. Everyone starts out with a dump truck, but then they go get a dump truck. So they have dump truck and dump truck.
Dump truck and
dump truck. Whenever the dump truck comes, the dump trailer gets sold. Here anyway.
Everyone keeps the dump trailer because nobody buys equipment trailers. So
you guys don't have float trailers.
In the group, everybody's using dump trucks for equipment, and no one's using equipment trailers.
Why no equipment trailers?
Because everyone rather have a dump. You have a dump truck. It does everything. It dumps it. It's like your portable job site dumpster, and then you move your Bobcat with it.
And you can move your Bobcat with it. I've made those. What kind of gear do you have?
I got a full size Bobcat. It's the old one. It's a 763.
Nice.
So it'll move a paddle pavers, but it struggles.
No emissions though.
Oh no,
no bullshit computerization.
Nope. It doesn't even have the lap bar. We actually took it out because it was a pain.
Perfect.
It's
you've bypassed all the safety methods. That's the kind of machine I like.
It's got one button and it locks the wheels. That's about it.
Perfect.
And then I got a big tractor. It's a New Holland something. No emissions either. It's a little older. I'm trying to get rid of that though. And then just about every single hand tool everybody else has got. And then I switched over my partner saws to electric, the battery powered ones. I got tired of having gas.
So have you converted every saw?
Yeah, I don't have any gas saws.
So have you? That's interesting. I like that. Have you? So we bought one. We bought a Milwaukee saw, and everyone seems to like it who touches it. But then so do you ever run out of batteries, or you just keep them charging all the time, or how do you handle that?
So I have the steel electric one, the steel battery powered one, and we use that one mainly. And then I have the the bigger Milwaukee one, and I only use that for certain cut times, like wall walk or a bigger cut. We use the steel one daily, and that's my favorite personally.
So, do you think the battery performance and everything hasn't affected your jobs?
No, if you have two batteries and a charger, you should be good for regular paper cuts.
Wow.
If it's not meant for demo. So if you're trying to cut, just like concrete sidewalks and slabs, it's not going to work out. You need to go get a gas. But I rarely do that. If we're in demo, we're just going to come in with a jackhammer.
And then haul it away in the dump trailer.
Yeah. Why use a dump trailer?
Chad's anti-dump trailer.
I'm not a dump trailer guy.
He's not a dump trailer guy.
I have 5 dump trucks. I don't need a dump trailer.
I have 5 dump trucks.
And you don't need a dump trailer.
I have 2 dump trailers.
I'm telling you don't need a dump trailer.
The problem is my dump trucks are too big.
Yeah, exactly. You need a little dump truck.
I need a smaller dump. Yeah, all the dump trucks are too big for practical on residential sites.
Benjamin, it was Brendan Heitman in the Go Gang?
He was, but he left a long time ago.
Okay.
He hasn't been in there. I know he got in trouble. But he had already been out of the group for a while.
I see. Gotcha. Just curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah, I know because all those guys who have gotten in trouble were in the group at one point.
Yeah, and like the mountain something from Colorado or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of he just got in trouble with the pools and stuff.
Yeah.
And he kind of made some videos on it. The pools are a fantastic way to really grow your business.
Right.
But if you don't know your numbers and you're not doing it properly, you get in trouble really quick.
Yeah, I've seen him post some things about that, right? Where like you grow too fast and you try to take on too much, and then you get excited about pools. And I think he talked about those 2 that got into trouble.
Yeah, those are the only 2, and then also as like the younger guys, they love showing off the big sales numbers, and pools jump your sales numbers like crazy.
Right.
Because everything's just so expensive. So if you don't know your numbers and you're underbidding everything, you get in hot water really quick.
Mm.
A lot of stuff with pools too is there's a lot of costs that you can't change. Mm. So if you underbid it, you can't suddenly buy the pool kit for less. You can't shovel your way to a good price.
Yep.
When the pool kit is no good. Do you do pools or you stay away?
I haven't done one. I'm probably going to stay away. I did partner with a pool company that's local, so if I get one, we would do everything around the pool, but they'd do the pool itself.
That's a good idea, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good move. That's what I've seen the people successfully do pools. Like good friends of mine have successfully done pools and been successful at it. I don't like anything to do with pools. I just find them to be complex and there's lines everywhere and I'm also old. When I was younger, I was maybe more inspired by pools. Now I'm not. I'm looking for 300 square foot peanut shaped patios. So if with 2 stairs, not 3. I don't want any more than 2. 2 stairs, peanut shaped patio. I'll do it all day long every day. That's my.
You doing a fire pit or is that over the line?
Gas or wood? Wood fire pit, I'm in. Gas fire pit, no. You got to dig a trench and fucking get someone to search for it. It's just too complex for me. I wouldn't. If it's wood, though, but here in Ontario, you can't, unless you're in Cornwall, you can't just randomly burn wood in your own backyard because the cops will come or the fire department.
You can't burn?
No, not in. Are you crazy?
In Kitchener, you can.
You think you can go out into your backyard and light an open flame? What are you, insane? Have you never been to Brooklyn or Whitby or fucking Oshawa or Pickering or you can't do that. You can't pull that shit where they actually have smoke-free fireplaces. Chris has one. so that you can have an open flame, but all the smoke gets, I don't know how it works, but there's no smoke.
Smoke-free wood burning fireplace?
Yeah, smoke-free wood burning fireplaces. There's Snoop Dogg selling them. He said he's never going to smoke. He made a big campaign about it. He wasn't going to smoke anymore.
That's right.
Well, that's because he's promoting these smokeless fireplaces.
Ah.
It all tied together. The guy's still smoking drugs, just for the record.
Oh, is he? Oh, he made that whole post and everything.
Because he was selling the fireplaces.
Man, he's good.
He's the best.
That's like the problem on the job site. Like he hooked
There's a problem on the job site. I got hooked. I hooked us in. There's problems on this job site.
Benjamin, we've asked you a bunch of questions, and we're about to wrap up here. Do you have any questions for us that you want to go over? Or?
I don't think so. I mean, I watched a lot of you guys' videos and stuff, so I kind of, you guys kind of answer your most questions and stuff.
When are you going to drop a pizza review video making fun of me?
Drop a pizza review video?
I do a lot of like food review videos. It's obviously what drives my landscaping company forward. It's how I get a lot of leads. Videos. I've done those too. I have a lot of videos that go down strange paths that have nothing to do with landscaping. But I'd like to see you drop a pizza review video in honor of me one day. I think that would be fantastic.
All right, we'll work on that.
All right.
I'll put my top laborers on it.
Put your top laborers, your top people on dropping a pizza review video. I appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Anytime, man.
Benjamin, one more time. Instagram handle. What is it?
Best landscaper in Ohio.
Perfect. Benjamin, thanks so much.
Just before you go, we do a thing on this show frequently called Caleb's Corner. And what we do is we try to disperse high value advice during those few minutes. But today we're going to make an exception to say on Caleb's Corner, this episode of the Not Our Finest Hour podcast, we'd like to introduce Benjamin, the best landscaper in Ohio. And you can find him at the best landscaper in Ohio. Thank you, Benjamin. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great night, brother.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
Have a good one, man.
Bye.
Bye. That went well, I think. What do you guys
think? He coached us a little bit.
Yeah, he coached us on Christmas lights.
You guys aren't interested in that?
I'm interested in the business model, but like you said, how do you justify it when you could be landscaping?
Yeah. But he made a good point that he does it on the weekends and he does it at night. So I think that was smart, a smart rebuttal to my problem.
But could you do landscaping then on the weekends and at night?
Sometimes you have to when it gets cold like this. You're like, we got a frost coming. We got to work this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
I think we provided a shit ton of value on this episode.
I think that was good. I liked it. I think the coaching actually I got a couple of messages of people saying you should do more of these episodes because they really because we have 3 very different business models. It's nice to hear 3 different types of aspects of opinions, I guess.
That's true. Well, we should do more.
Next week, we've got 2 people already signed up if you guys want to do it again next week.
Let's do it every week until it becomes unpopular. I want coaching calls on the Not Our Finest Hour podcast to become like Taylor Swift songs on the radio, where there's just a glutton of them and they're played repetitively till people are absolutely sick of them and the audience starts to tune out. That's what I want to do with coaching calls on the Not Our. I just want to slam them down people's throats as much as we can.
The person that reached out to actually UPK for coaching couldn't make it today and asked for next week. So that's why maybe we'll do it one more time next week. We have 2 people already signed up for next week. So if you're listening to this and you want to we usually have room for 4 people. So there's 2 more spots open if you're listening to this.
2 more spots open. Perfect.
Tuesdays, 7 to 9 p.m. is usually when we record.
Tuesday, 7 to 9, baby. All right. So that's the end of the episode.
That's it.
End of the episode. Bye.